title is Reforming Social Security Rates. We're referring it to the Committee on Finance. It's the committee that deals with rates and stuff like that.
Whereas there is income inequality between the rich and the poor, and the rates of Social Security taxes are the same for both groups. And for the poor, it is a bigger chunk out of their paycheck than for the rich. And there is a specific amount of taxable income for those who meet that ceiling for Social Security taxes. In general, Social Security is a program that uses public funds to provide a degree of economic security for the public. Specifically, here in the U.S., Social Security is a government-established program that started in 1935, and it provides old age, disability, and survivor insurances, as well as supplemental security income and income for elderly or disabled people.
This act is going to cause the rich to pay more Social Security taxes and the poor to pay less Social Security taxes. Currently, anyone that earns more than $110,100 pays only Social Security taxes for the first $110,100 that they earn. However, the poor pay Social Security on all the income that they earn because obviously they don't reach the ceiling. Ultimately, instead of the poor paying 6.2% of their income, they will be able to pay 2% less, and the rich will not have a limit on the amount of income that they are taxed on, and they will pay an extra 2%. That's more than the 6.2% that they're currently paying. Middle class will stay at 6.2% tax rate, and this bill is going to affect anyone that pays, any citizen that pays Social Security. The definition of a poor person is a person whose income is under $110,100. Rich is over $208,000, and middle class is between $43,000 to $110,100.
Also, small business owners may qualify for 4.2% tax rate if the owner's business is making less than $200,000 annual gross income or less. The amount that defines rich and poor class and the tax rate may alter due to the change in economy, and this amount will be reassessed every fiscal year.
This act is gonna take place on the whole entirety of the U.S. and in addition to that, every citizen of the U.S., even abroad citizens, pay Social Security taxes on their income.
Basically, residents.
Yeah. This act isn't gonna need funds since all it's gonna do is change the rates, and the rates that are changed are gonna be like let's say 2% on the poor people is gonna be raised 2% on the higher or the rich, so it's still equal for them. So you don't get you don't lose money from it. And a penalty of up to 100% of the amount not paid can be assessed against the employer and entity, as well as any person having control or custody of the funds from which payment should have been made. And this act is going to start May 7th of this year, which is like 4 months from now. So. Alright, so what is Social Security? In America, Social Security is basically it was established in 1935, and it's a government program that provides for the old age people, disability, and survivors insurance. And it's a supplemental security income, which is an income for elderly or disabled people. It's it's a payroll tax that's matched by their employer. So let's say you put in 6%, then the employer puts 6%, so it becomes like 12% of your income, but you only put half of it. And it's another way of saving for retirement, although it turns out not to be enough at the end. And it's known as a regressive tax, is another word. So a regressive tax is a tax in which is inverse to what you could pay. So let's say you're poor and the tax is more, but when you're rich, the tax is less. So it's inverse. And it's turns out to be worse for the poor and better for the rich, because they pay less.
The intention that we did on this bill is because the rich is getting richer and the poor needs to pay more tax, and it's making small business bankrupt. And because small business bankrupt, there's like less job creating, and less job means people getting poorer, and they can't pay their loans, and they got foreclosure issues, and this just basically disparity created after those.
Cost.
Okay. So the money is the key of this issue, and the people need the money, and the government needs the money too. And the tax is the key to solve this, to like balance people's money and government's money. And the government tax people and business, small business go bankrupt. It's just basically tax cause all these problems. How to solve this? We can just in the bill said to change to different to change the flat rates into different rates, and to separate the income level to match their percentage. So less gonna pay less taxes, and the rich gonna pay more taxes. And less tax on the labor workers, since they're the one who use their force to contribute to this country. And soldiers, sanitized workers, labor workers, generally, they had the right to get less tax. And more tax on capital gain. Capital gain is such as real estate, like a house or something, the property, and stock markets, bonds, and we should add more tax on capital gain to limit the money that they earn, to leave some space to the others. Help small business. Small business can create jobs. If we help more small business owners to get the business ongoing by decreasing their tax, there will be more jobs and more money for the people. Limit big business. Big businesses is like fat cats in Wall Street. All the movements such as Occupy Wall Street, they're just trying to get the rights get more money for the poor people. And we can limit big business and help small business to create a competition between them to get more jobs for the people from small business, and because of competition, they can increase their product quality. So it's another benefit.
So currently, big businesses such as ExxonMobil have a tax break, which basically decreases the rate that they pay tax on, and that's bad for U.S. Currently, because they maybe from this tax break and a couple more businesses, they could get more money to cover the debt, and they need to borrow less money.
Do they?
U.S. Federal Reserve.
Government?
we put this in real life example, so maybe it's easier to understand. Also, if you turn to page, I think it's third page in your packet, it shows this in a graph. The current Social Security rate is 6.2%, and the ceiling is $110,100. But if you, so right now, if you earn $110,100 and above, you're only paying $6,826.20 on Social Security. And that means even if you earn 200, 300,000, you're still paying that much. The poor person, poverty line income is 22,314, so I based it off that. And if that person pays 6.2%, currently he's paying 1,383.49 cents. But with the new rates, ceiling level income would pay $9,028.20, and the poverty line income would pay $937.19. So if you figure out the income difference, it's $1,758.70 more income to the program, which is better per income. It's like per person that paid, so it's better off. And the benefits are that the government gets more money from Social Security, and then won't run off because it's gonna run out soon, and then they can pay off the people their Social Security. Also, if you take off the limit, then if a person earns 200, 300,000, they'll be able to pay more. So it's more than 1,700.
So this is just a summary of the benefits we can get. More jobs gonna create it due to the more small business is going to run by the aid of the decrease of the tax. More people has the money to buy the houses, and the economy is going to be better each year. Government can gain more money from the taxpayers, and those money government can spend on the government programs and the Social Security benefits for the elders, disability people, and it's very good for the government and the people. Questions?
Thanks again. Hi, Caitlin. My first question is, do you think that Social Security is an entitlement program? An entitlement program meaning that people who don't necessarily work for it or are doing anything to get a benefit from the government, some people are get unemployment, welfare, those are entitlement programs. Do you believe that Social Security is an entitlement program?
People who are on disability?
Disability, right? They're not working, but they're getting money.
No.
You don't believe it is?
Because they have to qualify for the Social Security
They have
benefits.
to have worked, right? Or
Yeah.
qualified.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
do you think that your bill makes it an entitlement program?
Because you still need a
No, because it's for the jobs who for their income, people who work actually.
So it's for people who have worked. Okay. Do either of you have an opinion on privatizing Social Security? So that instead of giving it to the government, we all save it ourselves.
Yeah, I think that it's good, because then let's say 1 month you can't, because you can't make the bills, right? So that month save it, and then the next month you put double, and you decide the limit. It's not like set put with a rate, and maybe you can save more in 1 month and less.
So you prefer that over any government program?
Yeah, but there's also a negative side to it.
What would the negative side be?
Negative side is